know Dilla been wildin', got clips on me for real, the flow got me grinding. Direct deposits, cash all in my pocket, I let them mix in. Talk about it, you would think I was logic. I gotta get it crackin' on my mama, so trill.
Alright, Hotrod. First, thanks for coming.
Oh, love.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up on the south side of Chicago, raised on the west side of Chicago, over there in the Village. So that's where my dad was from, but I used to always go over there when I was a kid. So I'll kind of say I was raised over there, but again, from the south side of Chicago.
How has Chicago shaped you as a person?
Shaped me as a person, just, it's a different grind. Like, I don't know, it brought something out of me. Again, like, my dad taught me so much before he passed. You know, my mom always been around me. You know, having a family, having your mom and dad in your life, definitely shape you into a whole nother, you know, person. Not knocking nobody that don't have a father or mom in their life, but you know, you had that family that teach you right from wrong and, you know, guiding you everywhere. My dad showed me so much. With him being a police officer, I kind of see what, you know, like protecting, you know, communities and stuff and looking out for people and all that. I never wanted to be a police officer, but I saw what he was doing, like, to make sure, you know, everyone was safe. And I think that's what molded me to the person I am now, like making sure, you know, the shorties out here safe, or the shorties out here got something to do, or I could link them with somebody they always used to, you know, look up to. So that's how I think it molded me.
So how did you get into DJing?
I got into DJing, funny story. I started off my phone, literally my iPhone, and I literally had this app, and it was called DJ, like DJAY, and I was in Chicago State, and we used to be in the caf, and I used to just play music off my phone, and I saw the app, and I was like, damn, what if I could just mix and start DJing and stuff? So I'm in the cab, we got a little speaker, and I'm just mixing in stuff, but it sounded like I'm actually on some turntables, but I really wasn't on no turntable. I was really on my phone just scratching and stuff. So I took that to start doing like little college parties, then we started doing these loft parties, and then I took it to the club where we used to do me, Tone, and Shag, and a couple other people. We used to do this thing called Trill Tuesdays downtown, like at Body, Lumen, all that stuff. And I was DJing off of it. One time I was DJing off of it at Body. I'm not gonna name the DJ, but kind of hated on me, shitted on me, and told the manager, it was like, man, this sound, because he opened up for me, and man, you know, you got a DJ that got his laptop, he got his turntables, and then he got to break down, and dude, he asked me like, hey, where's your stuff? I literally pulled out my phone, like, it's right here. You got aux cord, plugged it in. Literally, the sound quality was everything. I'm mixing, people rocking, and I could literally see him just straight ahead, looking like this, and just mad. And then I saw him go talk to the boss, and the boss came over and was like, hey, you can't do that. It sounds shitty in here. But for a whole hour, it wasn't shitty. And I'm seeing the whole thing. I'm talking to my guy, I'm like, look at him, he's just over there snitching. He's snitching. So after that, it kind of motivated me to like, okay, let me learn this stuff, let me invest into this craft. I never wanted to be called like DJ Hotrod, because I do so much other stuff than just DJ. I could edit videos. I take photography. I got a photography page that nobody don't know about. I do more stuff. I'm a radio personality, so I always just want to put just Hotrod on front. And, I learned some stuff from DJing though, from Nafis, listening to Ferris, listening to other DJs out on the West Coast like DJ Felly Fail, DJ Charisma, even my brothers over there in New York, DJ Bobby Trends, Drewski. So learning that and just hearing different sounds, and you know, I remember Tony used to always tell me like, man, listen what Ferris do. He do this 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2. It's like a clap in your head when you hear it when you're recording and when you blend different songs in and studying BPM. So I started learning that. I used to stay up. I used to work at the station overnight from 12 to 6 a.m. and bring my board inside the station. I got in trouble for it a few times, but just sitting there learning and trying to learn different techniques, learning my knobs and all that stuff. So that's pretty much how I got into it.
So who were some DJs that inspired you growing up?
Some DJs inspired me growing up. I would have to say honestly, DJ Ferris and DJ Nafis. Those probably were my top two DJs growing up. Like once I started really getting into like the radio scene and everything, it was like those was the DJs. But the other, like they weren't really DJs, they was personalities. And I'm talking about like Tony Schofield, Tifa, DJ Timbuktu, who else we had? Tona Shag, Mike Love and the Diz, Trader Chocolate. Like those radio personalities, those radio DJs was the ones that really got me into like, hey, I want to do, radio. And then, Quiet Scott never told nobody this, like who really got me into like radio DJ was like Ludacris and Martin Lawrence. And I say Martin because, he did WZUP. It was a parody, it was a joke, but it was just like he made radio look fun on on TV, and I was like, damn, I want to do radio. So, and I was like in grammar school, in my old grammar school, we had this little simulator where we had to go to, and I used to always just go to the radio side and put the little cassettes in and play like Stevie Wonder, and they had like little old cassette tapes, so I used to play that. And then like in high school, always selling CDs. Like that's all I did. I was in the hallway selling CDs to the teachers, the principals, the police officers. Like I was like really out there selling a lot of stuff. So I used to have this mixtape called the R and Rodney. So it's like real classic stuff. It's always premiering new music though. So that's always been a passion, premiering new music. So.
But did you always want to be a DJ? Or did you have like other musical aspirations first, and then you kind of like discover DJing at a later point? You're like, oh shit, this is dope.
It was my main focus, and still is like being a top radio personality. I even told my bosses this, and I tell all my friends this, like I want to be the top night jock in the city. Like I want to help people get heard. My thing with DJing is like it's just a side hobby. It really wasn't no like this is what I want to do. I want to be somebody tour DJ. I want to go around the city and DJ and do all this. Like nah. Like I literally have a few goals with DJing, and one of them is to one day DJ Lollapalooza. I think that would be dope to hype a crowd up. And another one probably just travel and do something like at BET or some like at these award shows, open up for them. But it's never been like, oh, I want to just DJ and be out here. Nah, I want to be a top radio personality. I want people to know, like, because I don't think we really got that here in the city. Like, and I'm not knocking, Ferris or Nafis or, any of the legends that came, but you don't hear, nowadays you don't hear like, oh, I gotta go to Chicago, like how you hear like, oh, I gotta go to New York and go to the Breakfast Club, or I gotta go to LA and go to LA Leakers, or I gotta go down south to Atlanta, sit with DJ Holiday, and you don't hear that in Chicago. Like, who y'all coming to sit with in Chicago? I want to be that person. So.
How did you eventually get the position at Power 92?
We can start from day one. True Star Media gave me my first opportunity on air, on Power. It was crazy that whole day. I'm older than everybody. I think I was like 22 at the time, and it was like a kid show. It was True Star, so it was like 16 and up or stuff like that. But I was already at the station. I was interning and I was doing street team, and then I was like, oh, it's an opportunity to be on air. So I literally went and tried out for it, made the show. Then we brought in artists like Chance for his first time when he brought out 10 Day. The show was called The Takeover. We brought in Shauna, we brought in Trackstar, we brought in YP, we brought in Lil Mouse when he first started. But we couldn't interview him, which was like bad. But I get it. So it's a kid show. You don't want to bring a kid on talking about guns. We brought in Tink. We brought in Dreezy. Who else? Young Chop. I mean, like the list. King Louis. Like all of them when they was just first starting up. They kind of molded me and brand like they just molded me into who I am right now. like especially being on air, like being yourself, you know, being funny, you know, don't concentrate on, you know, this line or what you gotta say, like bring your character to radio. So they kind of molded me on that. Tone Capone actually got me into the building. I remember the day like it was yesterday. He said meet me at the station at 1:45, and I literally used to stay at the station from like 1:45 to like 10 p.m. I used to leave when Ferris come because I didn't really know Ferris. I knew Shag a little bit, and Shag was real open. I didn't know Ferris, so I used to leave, but then I started building with Ferris a little bit, and I used to stay like an hour. So I literally stay from 1:45 to 11 p.m. Didn't have no job, wasn't getting paid, just learning. Got in there, like I said, I interned, I did street team, I did board up, I produced. Then I finally got on air on Saturdays, which was amazing. Then this is a story that nobody don't know. GCI came for me in 2017. They was listening to me for like 9 months. They came for me. I told my boss. They didn't really believe it. And then they saw the paperwork come in. It was like, whoa. And what was crazy, my contract, we got this non-compete contract. So with radio stations, I can't leave. Like right now, I can't leave. If I leave, I got to sit out 8 months to a year. But at that time, my contract, I don't know how I slipped through the cracks. My contract didn't have nothing. I could have left Power and started at GCI the next day. So I went to GCI, met with them, you know, seeing what was the deal. They was asking me about whole Notre Dame. They was asking me about Pep Rally Takeover and everything. And I was just like, they was so eager on like my content or like what can I bring to the station. Not more of my personality and all that. They was like, what can you bring to the station? We need numbers, all that stuff. And it just didn't sit right with me. It didn't feel right. I was like y'all not really want me for me. Y'all just want my following and all that. So I turned that down, stayed with Power because Power gave me my creative freedom to do what I want. But again, stuff that people don't know. People didn't want me there. You know, they were saying, oh, it sounds like a college radio show and all that stuff. But I do have to praise my boss, Jay Allen, for really sticking with me, believing in me. And I told him, man, I'm going to make this station proud. I'm going to show y'all what I could do. You know, you give me this opportunity, I'm not going to let you fail. You know, all the people coming down on you for making the decision you made. But the decision he made was like, keep me on, you on every day from 7 to 10. Come on, Rod, this your time, show me. So my first show, I brought Chance and Jeremiah on the show. And that was the show where we premiered America's Little Mama Part 2. And the city stopped. I kid you not, I never felt this energy before on radio. As a kid or anything, the city stopped, listened to the radio. And I literally, the vibes was so great. Like I literally went on through Ferris' show. Nobody never done that, to start their show at 7 and your boss call you and say, keep going. Keep this energy going. If you got to go through Ferris' show, go through Ferris' show and keep this going. So I kept going and I stopped like around 11:15, left. I had one little bad complaint. Was like, oh, this sounds like a college show and all that stuff. 2 days later, the ratings came out. Complex, Hot 97, all these big blogs hit up like, hey, Chance and them took over Power 92, Premier America, because I don't think it really released. I think they couldn't really release it, and we premiered the whole thing. After that, months later, that's when it comes down to Juice. Then it came to Tink. Then it came, like, it was just, everybody was coming in. Then the next year, my ratings came out for Nielsen ratings. I was ranked number 9. Man, nobody haven't been ranked at Power since Tone left. So that was like super huge. And then I just got ranked again for number 9, tied for number 9 on Nielsen ratings again. So 2 years in a row, and nobody ain't done that since Tone. So
that's amazing. From my outside looking in perspective, you brought a lot of like great ideas, Power 92 so far, but the Lip Pit has become like a staple within like that organization. how did you come up with that idea?
The Lit Pit. So I had a show on Saturdays. I had a show on Saturdays, 10 to 2. I was guest starring for this guy named Cy Keys. And then all of a sudden I just got the show. But his show was called The Kickback. And I used to always say, well, I'm about to get the Kickback lit. We're about to head down to the basement. I'm going to put my aux cord in. You know, we're gonna call it The Pit. And then my guy, Lil Mouse, one of Lil Mouse's best friends, he just hit me up and hey, bro, this Lit Pit, Top Shotter. He hit me up, and I was like, oh, shit. So I was like, yeah, let's just start calling the Lit Pit. So I just kept branding the Lit Pit. And my boss hit me like, what's the Lit Pit? You know, first, I kept saying lit, lit, lit. This is way before, and I hate to say it, this is way before Travis Scott. Like, I never heard Travis Scott say lit. And I used to say it because I used to just say lit on, like, my brand was like Hot Rod, a flame. We lit right now. And I just started pushing that. I used to say lituation. I used to put lit on top of every word and just keep the lit in front of that. So I just started saying it. Then Lit Pit came, and Saturdays just became something different. Premiering artists, new music, like Young and May. That was one of my big artists I actually premiered too as well. The Ooh record. Man, just a lot of Chicago artists was, you know, I hear some on social media. I'm like, man, send me that, and I get on radio. I used to go through like DJ Nathis, and I was like, Nathis, splash this in your mix, and because I couldn't put What's Hot Rod on the radio, I was just on Saturday, so I was like, man, I can't put this on the radio yet. So that's why I got on radio now on Saturdays at 9 o'clock. That was part of my little deal with the radio station. Like, if I'm gonna do Saturdays, you gotta let me do, you know, What's Hot Rod. Like, that's a big staple with the Lit Pit. Like, I'm premiering new music. But the Lit Pit just came about, and everybody loving it. I'm appreciative of everybody that's supporting it. And you know, it's really for the city. Just like Lyrical Lemonade, it's like y'all for the culture, and for the city. But the world know who y'all are. Like, y'all pushing a lot of fucking dope artists.
Can you speak on Pep Rally Takeover and how you started it?
I started that program back in 2014. I was at DuSable High School, and T.I. came to the school. And I was like, oh, snap, T.I. coming to the school? And they just did a Q&A with him and all that. But the reaction of, you know, the kids when T.I. walked in the school was like, oh, we got a celebrity in our school. You know, in Chicago, celebrities don't really walk through the schools. They don't come to the schools and nothing like that. So I'm like, let me see. Maybe I could create something around this. So we literally had like 3 schools that year. And that was the year like when D-Lo was popping with the D-Lo Shuffle. And, you know, then Bet You Can't Do It Like Me came a year after. Then Stunt Taylor with Fifi on the Block and all that. Bibby was coming up. And I was like, damn, what if I could get them into a school? So I literally had Morgan Park, Hammond High School in Indiana, and Julian High School. We did a little test run. I had Maddie Baby come out. Who else? DJ Malhouse was DJing for me, and we just go inside the schools. Nia K was coming, and we just go inside the schools and just turn up with the kids. I bring them a celebrity so they could, you know, I don't want kids to ever feel like they can't like see somebody that they look up to, because there's always probably somebody that's, you know, gonna be next. And like for example, Lil Romo. He was in school when we was doing Pep Rally Takeovers and all that. So I'm just like, man, let me bring these celebrities in, let them talk to the kids, mingle with the kids. These actually helps artist sales. Like, these are the kids that push your music, that give you those streams, give you those views and all that stuff. So give back to them. So we came up with the idea. We just kept going to different schools. It kind of took. No, I ain't gonna say kind of. It did take off when we went to Michigan City, Indiana, high school, because they don't get nothing out there. So for us to go out there and bring Big Sexy, D-Lo, Stunt Taylor, and it went super viral to the point where schools in Pennsylvania was hitting us up, Houston, Sacramento, like all these schools hitting us up, and man, we down here, like we don't have the funds to travel or get to the schools or anything like that. So I'm like, damn, I can't really do nothing but thank y'all, you know. we still got to get out of Illinois and push out of here. So we kept pushing. Then it started getting bigger to the point where last year we had Young Thug come to the school. Bibby FaceTimed the kids a few times. Chance came to Robeson before they closed. Who else? They had Dreezy came to the school. Tink came to the school. D-Lo always supported, so I got to give a big shout out to D-Lo because he definitely for the youth, and he definitely made sure like he putting a smile on people's faces. My whole team, Lakeshore High, she do all the video work. Steven, amazing with the photos. So he definitely brings out the energy of a like if you ain't there, you would see it in the picture like shit. All right, we need to be at one of these. So yeah, that's how that pretty much started. Like just being inspired by T.I. coming to a school, and then we just really like took that and ran with that formula. And just now we just trying to get more artists to just come to schools, just say what's up to the kids. Like you ain't gotta do no performance or anything. Son of Vegas came to school too. So yeah.
How has your life changed since becoming a father?
My life changed as becoming a father, and just seeing them every day, man. It's just like it's another spark. I mean, like when y'all have some kids, y'all go. It's something different. Like man, my son mean a lot to me. Just the fact that my dad passed away, and I don't know, some was urging me like the year before he passed away, like, and I was just telling my girl, I was like, man, can we have a kid now? Like, I want my dad to see me be a father before he passed away, because my dad cough was getting real bad. It was, he had got his leg amputated. He was in the hospital almost every other month. My dad's just super strong. He was just fighting, and he saw him. He was supposed to be born on his birthday, on my dad's birthday, but he was born 2 days later. And when my dad saw him, it's just like I broke down because my dad, saw his son become a father, and he didn't have his dad in his life. So he raised me well, and I definitely appreciate all that. He saw him for a good 7, 8 months. And then I went out of town, which still haunts me to this day. I went out of town with Chance for Social Works, and we did the open mic in Vegas. And I got a call after we did open mic. It was crazy. Everything was going good. You putting smiles on hella kids' faces. You going out there, and then you're on this high rise, like, damn, we did that. And then you go back to the hotel, you go to sleep because we about to go to Chance concert the next morning. Go to sleep, you wake up 4 a.m. and hey, your dad passed away. I'm just like, what? Like, nah, man. Like, literally called Southwest and got my flight. I can remember it like it was yesterday because I was I got my flight, sat there on the airport. The flight took a nice little dent in my pocket, but I had to get back. My cousin picked me up, got back to the crib, and I remember the day my dad, when I left out of town, he was like, hey, I love you, and then he said it again. He was like, I love you. And I told him I love him too. Then got back and just the whole family over there just, I didn't get a chance to say nothing to my dad. I didn't get a chance to see him. So it's real. Like my son right now means the world to me because that was my dad loved him. And
who are some of your favorite Chicago artists that are on the rise right now?
Ooh. Some of my favorite Chicago artists that's on the rise. I had to go with Wimmy. I had to go with Wimmy Mo. I had to go with OG Steve-O. Of course, Fem Dop, Toby Lou. Who else we got? be premiering so many people. Lil Romo. It's so many people that's in my email, and like some people I didn't premiere. I hate that I said some names because they're like, oh man, you forgot about me, you forgot, like, you know, but it's so much hidden talent out here in Chicago, and you know, I'm just super glad I got the platform to really like put them out there. Tez X, Eddie Curry's son, fucking fire. I definitely gotta. He reminds me so much of Juice. Definitely, y'all should definitely take a listen to him. But his style and everything definitely reminds me of Juice. Who else? I got like a few more. It's a few more artists that came. Brittany Carter, fire. Isaiah, I think his name Isaiah. Like, what's his? Isaac. It's like Isaac or Isaiah. I can't really get his name. I probably have to go to this page. But let me see. Do I got it? I got his page on it. I had to find this page, but yeah. Future Kings. I rock with the Future Kings. I've been around them since they was like shorties. I did one of their first interviews on the station. Didn't even want to get them at the station. Who else in Chicago? I think some females. Queen Key, I feel like she big in Chicago, but she could be bigger in the world. I think she just need a little bit more guidance, but I fuck with her. That's the little sis. Who else? Anne Marie. I rock with Anne Marie. Yeah. Who else? FBG Duck. I just think he need guidance and more push and help. King Von, rock with King Von. Everybody know about the artist that's already out. Dirt, Herb. I want Bibby to come out so bad. Like, if he watching this, hey, you need to come back out. Drop Free Crack Bro. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure it's other artists. D2X. I think y'all did something with him a while ago, but I rock with D2. And who else? I got some more people. They all just coming in now. These just artists that definitely be on my IG page, and I'll definitely be premiering them. Solo Dweeb is super dope. Who else? This girl named Chloe. Chloe makes music. Joel Q, conscious rapper. Mellows make music. I rock with Mellow. Who else? Rocky Fresh. I feel like he been established for a while, but I feel like he rebranded himself and re-coming back out. So, who else? Heavy Steppers, they cool. But I think they still need guidance. They still need more guidance. Happy Birthday Calvin, super dope. Again, more guidance. And Polo G, I rock with Polo G heavy. I remember I used to actually email Polo G when he was first coming out, and like, hey bro, you got any clean music? Like, I wasn't even on air. I was just like in tune, like, hey, you got any clean music? Send me this. And he's like, man, I ain't got it clean. And I remember he sent me Hollywood, and I edited that up. But then he like took off, so I interviewed him at BET Awards, but haven't really got a chance to really chop it up with him at the station. But yeah, them like most of the artists. I'm pretty sure I got more, and I'm pretty sure people gonna get mad, but those are the ones that's like really on my radar that I'll be like, that's always around me, supporting and always reposting everything I got. So I really rock with that.
My mistake. Or have you started making music yourself recently?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's just like funny. Like, I feel like the world, like, we so serious. Like, in Chicago, we so serious. Like, we talk about what's going on the blocks. We talk about what op we gonna shoot. We talk about all that. that's dead to me. Like, man, I feel like that era needs to just stop. We all need to come together. We need to bring industry here in Chicago. As a kid, I was always inspired, of funny music. And one of my favorite artists of making funny music was Weird Al Yankovic. So I always used to like listen to like Amish Paradise or Who's Fat, like stop Eat It and stuff like that. Even when he remade Chameleon that song and all that. So I'm like a fan of that, and people don't know that man got hella Grammys off making funny music and parody music. So I always been in it. I always been doing it. I just never had a studio to record. So I've been really working on that, building that studio in my house. Big shout out to Asa. That's another artist too, Asa 2 times. Super dope. But dope producer in the city, female producer, Shake and Bake. Fucking amazing. She's been helping me. Both of them been helping me with like getting that parody song together. So we did one. I remember we remade G Herbo Who Run It, and it was like it was called like Walmart, because I was talking about me being in line at Walmart and somebody cutting me in front of the line. So we did that. But prior to that, my brother, one of my day ones, Gaggy, he kind of got behind me. Now this is a story that nobody knows. Again, he got behind me back in 2013, something like, I think it was like 2013, and we made a song called Yes Bitch. It's on YouTube, Now, remember this, we made a song called Yes Bitch back in 2013. We played it, we did a video for it at Lumen, we played it for DJs, shout out to DJ Protege, all of them was playing it in the club. It was just a funny song. Soulja Boy DJ found it. They remade the song and put Nicki Minaj on it. Yes, bitch. The song. So they took it, and I was super hot. And I was calling everybody like, bro, did y'all just take the fucking song we just did, like the parody song, and make millions off of it? Like, shit went crazy. And I was just like, bro, this shit, like, it was bothering me, but at the end of the day, I had to think in my mind, like, bro, we made this shit on some funny shit. We didn't think about, getting it copyrighted, all that stuff. And, it blew me. And me and my brother Q, which actually does the songs with me, we just like, okay, we're going to let go of my guy. We're going to go with my guy Gaggy again. So we made a song called Side Nigga. We made a song called Do It For The Thoughts. We made another song called Turn Up. These are all funny songs. And then after that, we got in the studio again. We remade Bad and Bougie and called Fat and Juicy. We called Fat and Juicy. We did that. These songs we never even released, really. I just play them like on social media real quick, and I just put them in the vault. So now I tag team with my brother from GCI, Zach Bud, because he's super fun. He does nice as well. And, they try to put us all against each other. Oh, you can't work with GCI people and all this stuff. But this is my brother. This is my frat brother. So we got a song called OnlyFans. So, it's a whole OnlyFans account. So we like, oh, okay, let's make a song. So we actually got a song that we gonna drop called OnlyFans. And yeah, that's just like some therapy, just to make a funny song and just bring that funny culture into Chicago, because we missing that right now.
What, like almost one specific thing, or you could touch on a few, do you think is missing that we need in the city to help grow the community, the industry, all that?
Shit, unity. Unity. We don't got no unity here. We ain't got no love for each other. People egos so high that they don't want to work with the person that they get into it with because street code or whatever, stuff like that. I mean, we killing each other. That's another thing too. Like, you kill one of mine, I'm gonna kill two of yours. Like, we gotta stop all that. I think ain't nobody gonna grow. Ain't nobody gonna be as big as what they want to be, because nothing like y'all killing each other, like, man. And that's all the industry really see from Chicago. Oh man, they just talking about gang bang. We talk about the same stuff in all our songs. Again, I just think we need to all just come together. Platforms need to support our local artists. Every platform, from GCI to Power to, if you got a platform, Lyrical Lemonade, everybody gotta support these up and coming local artists. Another thing is, some of these artists, they get big and then they don't ever want to reach back down and help. That we can't grow like that. We can't grow like that. It's crazy. Like you're a big artist. You easily get you could contact, or you'll talk to somebody else, like a Cardi B or somebody reply on your post, like you'll talk to them. But if an up and coming artist try to reach out to you, you'll ignore them or stuff like that, or you'll try to tax them for a feature. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. We should be trying to, like, you see somebody that's talented, like, hop on the track with them. Like, I remember back in like 2015, I wrote down a list of artists that I would love, like to just do a mixtape with, or just get them on tracks together. And I was talking about Tink and Dreezy, even with like they feud that they had a while ago. Like, I would love to get them on the track, because that helps the value of the industry in Chicago. Like, damn, them two on the track, or even, how you say it, a Dirk and Duck, Dirk, Chief Keef and Duck. Like, that shit would make people look like, oh man, they working together. Then it lowers the crime rate. It lowers all that stuff, because like, man, we not worried about all that gangbanging stuff. We out here trying to get money. We trying to bring money to the city. Like, we out here motivating the youth. So we really need that. That's what we really need, like unity, and like a space where these artists could go work and do songs. So that's my thing on that.
Last question for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. I see myself as one of the top radio jocks in the city. Hopefully I'm still at Power. But again, I'm pushing my own brand with Pep Rally Takeover. That's my main focus. Like, been my main focus for right now. It's like really trying to collab with different organizations. And, Pep Rally Takeover, for example, Pep Rally Takeover, Lyrical Lemonade, like I was saying, like, just do something for the youth. That's my main focus. Like, radio is cool, it's a hobby, it's cool. But I do see myself being one of the top jocks in 5 years. Top night jocks. I keep telling everybody, I don't want afternoons. I don't want mornings. I just want to be nights, because I know it's a lot of leeway and I can play a lot of music at night. It's no business hours at night. So if I could keep that spot and be one of the top, highest paid jocks, like I told my boss I want to be, I think I could change the whole city. I could change the whole, I ain't say the city, because I always say the world. I think I could change the world, and have those kids coming up on me that want to do radio, like, oh, I want to be like that guy. Like, just like I was that kid when I said, oh, I want to be like Tony Schofield. I want to be like Tone. Like, yeah, that's that.
That's amazing.